It's time for the feature race on Sunday morning here in Monte Carlo for round 4 of the FIA Formula 3 World Championship. Welcome to all the action as we get underway. Let's take a look at how they line up on the starting grid then as well. Niko Solov on pole position, alongside is Roman Belinsky as well. Then it's Mari Boria and Callum Vozin, Noel Leon and Tim Chaminets, Charlie Wirtz and Tuukka Tappinen starting in 8th position as well. Valentin Hopin is in 9th with Martin Stenshore in 10th. Rafi Kamara takes 11th with Alessandro Gusti in 12th. Louis Sharp is in 13th, Ugo Ugachu in 14th. Noah Stromstead in 15th and Joshua Dufek in 16th. 17th for Ivan Dominguez, 18th for Nasponj Bubazak, Brad Bendivas in 19th and Christian Ho in 20th. Martes Zagazeta in 21st, James Walton 22nd, Teo Nal in 23rd and Santiago Ramos 24th and 25th on the grid. Coming through out of the 30 as well, we get Bruno Dupino, then 26th Brandon Badoa, Joe Aziz 27th, Nicholas Marangeli as well in 28th. James Headley will not start this race. And then in 30th, Nicholas Lacorte as well. Yeah, James Headley then as well has an injury after his crash yesterday, Omi, and we kind of knew that was coming when you had to go to the medical centre. Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning. We absolutely did see that coming after yesterday. So we're going to wish James Headley a speedy recovery, and hopefully he'll be back as well. Of course, we had it for Sam Bird a while back in Formula E as well, a similar injury. So hopefully it doesn't see Headley miss out too much. But if it does, then AIX will need another driver to replace him over at Barcelona in a week's time.
Yeah, let's hope that it's going to be a smooth ride for him as the action closes back in. And away we go then on the formation lap. The drivers will head away onto an exploratory lap of this 2-mile circuit, 3.337 kilometres. And it's a beautiful day so far. Track temperature 33.6, air temperature 19.3. It's 8 AM over there in Monaco. Very early start, which is not always the best situation, is it really, Omi? But yeah, that's how we go. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But the sun is massively low coming up Beau Rivage into the top of Massenet.
It is. It absolutely is, and it's going to definitely make visibility a lot more harder for the drivers as they go down into braking zones. Going to make it quite the challenge for the drivers, of course, on this early morning in FIA Formula 3 around the streets of Monte Carlo. But it's going to be a brilliant day coming up, and it's a great way to get it started with hopefully what will be some action-packed racing. But on the evidence of yesterday, as per normal, overtaking will be difficult around the streets of Monte Carlo.
All right, let's check in there with what has to be said with the world feed, and also our top 3 starting positions on the grid.
When we look towards the championship, Kamara is our leader on 77 points. He's 23 points ahead of Tim Tramnitz, who starts P6. Then it's Stromstead, 25 points back. Tappinen next along. Ramos is next after that. Solov, 42 points back, so he's got a great opportunity today.
He does, yeah. And as you say, Kamara, the championship leader there, receiving a 3-place grid penalty for effectively going too quickly under the red flag during qualifying. So he will receive a 3-place grid penalty for yesterday's sprint race and today's feature race. So he'll start the race, well way down in P11, which he's definitely not used to.
Yeah, for the first time, he's not on pole position in a feature race.
Yeah, which is incredible so far. We thought he was going to do it again, but yeah, not to be. But as you say, Nicholas Solov has got a great opportunity to really close that gap on the lead of the championship.
Yeah, we thought we were going to see a bit of a runaway leader in this championship, but for those drivers at the front, they know they now have an opportunity. I suppose sort of that's what they would have been told in the pre-race briefing. Just keep it clean, take the points available, and the same to the likes of Bielinski, Boyer, boys.
Yeah, they've just got to keep it clean off the line. Nicholas Solov will certainly be hoping that he gets a better start than Alessandro Gusti did yesterday from pole position, losing the lead, dropping down to 4th place off the line. So if he gets a clean start, gets in the lead of the race, great opportunity. And we saw yesterday he was a lap down after a problem when they came into the pits, but looking at his lap times, he was quick, if not quicker than the leader of the race yesterday. So the pace is in the car.
So, into the pit lane has come Santiago Ramos. We were expecting interviews from the top 3. We haven't got it. So, Amy, the field line up. Are you expecting safety cars, possible red flags? What are you going to see?
Don't give me red flags. I need to be somewhere in about
That's true.
50 minutes. I want to be able to fit in another race. But Santiago Ramos in the pit lane, and then we've got the other 28 chargers on the grid, ready to go racing.
Eyes to the lights. Solov pointing towards Roman Bielinski as well, who's alongside him. Lights then will come on one at a time. Rebecca Lee presses the button. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Go in Monaco. Good start from Solov. Brilliant start from Roman Bielinski. Cuts off Mary Boyer. Callum Vosin trying to go around the outside and does so. My Boyer has to cut the inside curve. That's unfortunate as they come up Beau Rivage. Now Vosin's trying to come back through on the inside. Bielinski's going to try and help out his teammate. Brilliant. Oh, contact. Prima nearly into the barrier. Tim Traminitz making contact with Noel Leon as they come down the hill then into Mirabeau, and yet Vosin cannot get around the outside. My Boyer locking up everywhere. Messy start from Boyer. Brilliant start from Solov.
Absolutely brilliant stuff, exactly what Solov needed, pointed the car in the right direction, came under absolutely no pressure. Kamara, meanwhile, trying to post it down the inside of 2 McLaren Juniors. We're going 3 wide further back as well, as we see the AIX is trying to get in the mix and trying to make some moves. That's Marin Angeli, who was trying to make a double overtake down there. Leon having to just slot in behind at this stage on Tim Traminitz, but it's great stuff from Nicola Solov in the lead ahead of Bielinski.
Yep, through we go into the Nouvelle chicane and up towards to back. The setting, well, the rising sun is not really doing much to slow down these guys as the racing action continues then. Through we go once more, just hugging the inside curbs, and so far so good. What a perfect getaway we're having right now in this field. Into Las Casas for the first time. Leon, who's had that lock-up, so he's have to manage those tyres for the rest of the race. Through Anthony Noakes, and down we go across the start line. Solov leads. Bielinski in second. Boyer third. Vosin, Traminitz, Leon, Wirtz, Tappanen, Van Hopen, and Stenchel. That's your top 10. As then they come through with Kamara, Ugachuru, Gusti, Sharp, Dufek, Dominguez. Now dropped down to 16th place. DRS now been enabled.
Yeah, absolutely. DRS is enabled, but not much use of it around this circuit. You just have to do it the old-fashioned way pretty much most of the time. Rafa Kamara was super close to a move, and he wasn't able to get by it, so he's still going to be stuck behind, is Kamara, as we make our way down into the braking zone.
Down into Portier 1 and then Portier 2. Just after it, who's on board with Martin Stenchel, who goes out of Portier into the tunnel section. You can see now he's just having to close the inside line. It's an opportunity to lunge up the inside coming into the hip. And we've got a slippery surface flag out. Oh, hello. Is that going to be moving? That was Tass Point to Privazak having to go a little bit defensive from Noah Stromstead just behind him. Although it looks like Brad Bendimas has made that move because he's right behind the Privazak now.
Yeah, he was basically trying to attack to Sanapol into Privazak as we make our way towards the end of the lap. And it's going to be an interesting start to lap number 3. Let's see whether they can all make their way through. Into the pit lane comes Del Pino at the same moment.
Yellow flags out, I believe, for the marshals to recover some debris at the chicane. And out of the race is Bruno Del Pino. Wow.
That'll be disappointing. That will absolutely hurt for Bruno Del Pino, the MP Motorsport driver. Will not go any further than lap number 2. Boyer really trying to apply some pressure on Roman Bielinski. We're doing, of course, more laps than we had yesterday in this feature race. We have Traminitz and Leo noted for the turn 2 collision that they had, and that's exactly what you were referencing on the opening lap with the Prema that was involved.
Yeah, just a little touch. They came up the hill in towards the top of Massenet. On board with my boy now. He's on the back of Roman Bielinski. Marangeli as well, and Del Pino has been noted for turn 1 collision. No, turn 11 collision. That is down here. You can see the carbon fibre being flown up in the air as well. So they've made a contact down at the Nouvelle chicane. That's probably why Del Pino's out of the race. Probably Del Pino's been done up. It's been punched up the rear of the car, so the diffuser must be, and the floor broken. Oh, big slide there coming in from Bielinski through the swimming pool chicane.
Great angles.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Great angle to see how close the car with drivers are getting so tight to the barrier, showing how much they're all pushing hard. And once again, DRS up for Boyle will close in, but will not be able to get by the time that he gets down to Sanderot. You have to be brave to make a move around here, and you have to be super close on the evidence of what we've seen so far this weekend. But this new car definitely allowing everyone to follow a little bit more close as we take a look once again at this race start. And it was just perfect, absolutely perfect from Solov, while Bielinski turned his attention to cut across Boyer. And that's exactly what the driver in second place needs to do. All the time cut across the driver in third, because they would have the inside heading down into Sanderot.
Tried to outpack his teammate as well. Boyer had to cut across the turn 1 inside line. Now the stewards take a dim view of that, but I think he gave the time back. Coming up the hill, this was contact. So they touched twice.
My gosh, I almost tripped. I said that.
So Traminitz nearly hit contact at turn 1 as Ugochibu got a slide with the rear. On board with my Boyer then, so yeah, he gets forced out. Gave back the time, I suppose.
Yeah, of course, had he continued with the momentum, possibly could have been risking making contact as well. Just fancy his chance around the outside of Bielinski here, but there's nothing you're going to be able to do unless you're really further alongside to turn it into the inside through a couple of meters later, but it wasn't the case there. Stenchel currently found himself going on the attack down towards the Sanderot complex as well. How tight is it going to be? He's going to dive bomb on Lawrence Van Hoopen. No, he's just going to cut across the road as well at the same time. So it'll be important that he does feather out the throttle and give it back to the ART, which he does. This is up to Kamara.
Yeah.
As well.
Stand shot, that's... Whoa! Did make contact with... Yeah, I was wondering why there was a bit of a late replay. And this was the battle with Bruno Del Pino. Oops. And Nicola Marangeli, and there's the contact. Del Pino's front suspension's gone. Marangeli looking not to get out of the race himself, actually, with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. That would have been great avoiding work coming in from Gerard G at the same moment. Having to just make sure that he could keep his nose clean and continue on in the contest. Back down to the Nouvelle chicane we go, and the Formula 3 train continuing to develop in this race as we look to see who can try and make some moves still. Benavidez now thinking about it on Dominguez, and to prove Zach has lost a couple of positions, so Benavidez really going on the attack to try and make some overtakes. Talking about the attack, Boyer absolutely pushing Bielinski through, but we saw it yesterday in Formula 2, for example. You have to be careful with the tyres. You can't push too much in the early stages, or possibly by the time that we get to the end of the race, there is a chance that your tyres may fall off the cliff to a point where even at Monaco, you aren't able to defend it.
Yeah, because you just start falling backwards and backwards and backwards, and even it's Formula 3 cars, it's easier to do, to overtake. The smallest of the trio we have here. Porsche's going to be fun later on. That was always a processional run.
They're just going to dive bomb absolutely everywhere.
No, the thing is, the only thing with Formula 3 is no mandatory pit stop.
Yeah.
So it kind of, it creates this train effect that you're just going to hope your tyres don't die. And for us fans, we hope that the tyres do. Boyer's right on the rear wing, apparently. We now see that action coming through the tunnel. Solomon isn't breaking away as much at the front as I thought he would be. I thought, oh, he's got a little bit wide there as well.
Yeah, could be multiple factors with Solov not pulling away. I mean, he's experienced. He absolutely knows what he's doing. So I feel like he might just be keeping the gap to 1 second to save those tyres. Which is exactly what Chris Maney did in the race yesterday. When we thought he was under pressure, when we thought he had absolutely no pace, it was well controlled and it was brilliantly done by him. But Nicholas Solov now 1.3 seconds late. So he's just keeping the gap to a safe range and just trying to preserve that gap all the way to the end. Callum Warrington, who was really making contact with some people yesterday after getting very close to the rear wings, and he was really trying to go on the attack. Currently, he is a step away from the podium, but he's going to be waiting to see whether there's an opportunity to get ahead of Boyer or Belinsky as we take a look at Kamara, our championship leader, trying to attack Martinius Stenchel.
At Beaurivage, into Massenet at the top of the hill. Kamara holding perfect lines at the moment. And he is also on the attack at the front, trying to get through. Got a yellow flag out there on the circuit. We've gone green though immediately. So just spotted someone running wide at the chicane. Oh.
Bruno Delfino's back, by the way.
Oh. Didn't know if you were allowed to do that if you got out of the car. Even if it's in the pit lane. He's 5 laps down though, so you'd require 5 safety cars to get back onto the lead lap.
5 safety cars and lengthy safety cars as well, so you can trundle around and make it to the back as well. Which, yeah, it is a Formula 3 race at Monaco, so that's a chance, but we've only got 27 laps and we've already done 7 of those at the exact same time. So, yeah, that's what's going on with that at the moment. Currently, Stenchel has the possession of the final points-paying positions. Kamara, though, having an absolutely terrible weekend on the evidence of what we've had so far in this race currently taking place so far, and with what we've seen across this season in the opening rounds, it is absolutely it's absolutely not gone his way this weekend, but luckily he has built up the gap. He's definitely built up the gap across the other rounds, where even with that it is currently still well controlled and it's not as bad as it could have been.
Massively could be worse in terms of how it runs right now, but they've all kept it nice and smooth so far. It's lap 8 of 27 here, with 33 minutes to go. Kamara now lead on 77 points. Champions to be on 64. Solov 61. Stromshed 52. Formula Twitter's a bit behind. They've just put out red flag. Limits hit the barriers. That was yesterday's practice 3. So,
Yeah, Twitter went down, didn't it?
yeah, it did, yeah. So it's all just coming back through. Typical Twitter, breaking when you need it the most.
I know F2 admin was annoyed. They were trying to post all of their stuff on the session going on. They absolutely couldn't. Then they had to catch up on everything.
There's a lot on today, by the way, with... It's going to be a busy day, by the way, today for the Indy 500.
Yeah.
We're on air for the driver intros at 11:47 AM. Back Dimas and Dominguez have got an incident.
Were you able to watch the F1 qualifying yet?
No, I went straight to bed.
Wow.
I was knackered. Still am a little bit. I'll catch up in the gap I've got. Solov, Belinsky, Mary Boyer, Vozin, Chamnitz in 5th. As the battle rages on. Yeah, well, you've got to host the start of the F1 show.
I do, yeah.
That's going to be fun. I'm on the homepage today.
We are.
Right, let me just check if it's already on.
Let me check.
No, not yet.
Okay, maybe later. Oh yes, 100% later. Down to the Raskas, getting tight, but no overtakes. So, Kamara going from the attack to the defense, because he's going to have Ugo Gachiku all over the back with DRS across the line, and down to Sanderot once again. This race going by quite quickly, to be fair. I'll of course be straight off once the checker flag falls, so I can go cover the Italian F4 race and just quickly get that one slotted in as well. So that's going to be quite a lot of fun to see what's going to happen in that.
You're non-stop. And then you've got Porsches later with JT and well, Rich is going to be on the call with you.
Yep.
And then we're about all back for the main race. Just trying to work out actually, because then I'll be off to just working out today's timings.
Timings are there's a lot to be on top.
Yeah, I get like a 45-minute gap as well at 12 to set everything else up for the rest of the day. Busy, busy day. It's one of the busiest of our year. Monaco. Then we get Snetterton. I'm doing race 1. JT's got race 2 and race 3. So it'll work out. And it's MotoGP, Moto2, MotoGP, Moto3. Moto2 and Moto3 with the world feed will be on MotoGP coverage. And then we've got IndyCar and Charlotte, the cup race. Pretty much non-stop. Hopefully, if Indy 500 goes okay, we'll try and fit in a quick nap before the 600. So that we're all fresh and ready to go.
When does it usually end? I've completely forgotten due to how many red flags and delays we've had over the years, so it's like...
I know, I forgot really.
I mean, I'm not surprised because, like, there's always been delayed red flags, like, if we were to have a perfect one, like, when the hell does it end?
Okay, seagulls again in the background. Last year's race took... Hang on. Takes a while. 2 hours and 58 minutes. So 3 hours from 3 hours from 5:45, so 6, 7, 8. About 8:45. So if we say 9 o'clock off air, that gives us 2 hours nap before the 600. Which I'd like. Just a little nap, get going, away you go.
Oh yes, and of course,
puncture.
He's saying box for possible puncture. So that'll be disappointing for him. Well, he was already at the back, and he'll get those tyres changed and continue on going. But yes, I feel like we do need to say best of luck to Robert Schwartzman from this broadcast, considering he's a Formula 3 champion of this level. So yeah, we absolutely do need to wish him the absolute best of luck. Still with Prema, so nothing has changed since 2019 as we take a look at a replay of Tim Traminic making his way through at the moment, or Nicholas Olof making his way through as well at the swimming pool chicane.
There's Solov, Belinsky. As they come through, they are leading. It's like 12:27, and the race very much a status quo. I don't think we've seen an overtake in the last 7 laps.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we missed out on some of the chaos that we also had in the sprint yesterday. So
yeah,
it's like everyone just wants to get home today.
I don't think they want to make the moves because they're all trying to save their tyres. Pedro Costa's 21st birthday today as well as Plugs Reminders. Hello, Plug.
A plug?
Indeed, yes. All set to go for what's going to be a fantastic battle. Up we go then. Through Beaurivage. Into Massenag once more. Lap 13 of 27. Just ticking them off one by one here. Solov's now got a 2-second advantage to Belinsky. Let's have Fabio Divas.
Go on, mate, you can get them. Pace is strong, pace is strong.
Yeah, they're rocket ship.
Benedivez saying he's got a rocket ship in front of him. Let's see where he is actually on that timing monitor. He's got Louis Sharp in 14th, Benedivez in 15th place. That's how much battle they're having to do at the moment. Hugo Gachuru holding back with Alessandro Cristi. Go on. Oh, and off goes the Gachuru. Had to cut the chicane.
Yep, he's pushing on hard, and I think that's quite visible with that moment as well. But yeah, I've just found the tyres available for the Grand Prix image, so I'll make sure I get that on stream as well momentarily, so everyone can get the information on that, because we absolutely need that. GSD very tight. Can you get by? Has a look. Can't do so.
Leaving the track and gaining an advantage is under investigation for Benedivez and Domingos. That incident at turn 10, that's now down to the Nivelle chicane. It's only part of the track where you can actually go wide. TFL now has done 1:25.566. Fastest up of the race so far from anybody. Down there in 23rd position. So improvement there. Replay. So this is Hugo Gachuru turning in, and the rear just snapping mid-corner. Had to cut the corner, but it did give the time back. And that's Christian Hone nearly touching the wall. Did he touch the wall at the exit of the swim chicane? Yes, he did. Little tap to the rear left. Or rear right as we look at it. Okay, so that 14:27. Hugo Gachuru is still defending hard. From Alessandro Gusti in 13th place. Not exactly the most entertaining F3 race we've seen this year. Why have I got a feeling Omi's frozen?
I'll be affected on investigation with Boyer. Assume there's nothing happening with Boyer.
And there's no further investigation with Tramnitz and Leon for the first corner, which you would have just seen. But that is because of the things that we're seeing, the drivers cutting corners with Vidas.
Exactly, yeah. So with Boyer at turn 1, like I said, I thought he gave the place back pretty well, to be honest. So I wouldn't expect a penalty for Boyer, but the team doing the right thing. You know, drivers shouldn't ever assume that someone's going to get a penalty. They need to get on with the race, do the best they can, and if a penalty helps them out later on, then that's great. But they should be focused really on trying to overtake the car in front and get as close as they can.
And whilst we've been having a discussion there, Solov has gone, hasn't he? 4 seconds up the road, 126.1, and a lot of it happened in the last lap. 126.1, 126.3 rather. He was 2 seconds quicker than Belinsky. He felt the pressure and he bolted.
He did, and I think it's also down to Belinsky just obviously making a mistake, because he's dropped back into the clutches of Boyer now, who's in DRS range with, as you see, voicing on the radio just now, right on the tail of Boyer as well.
Lacorte, it goes from bad to worse. What a miserable Monaco weekend it's been for Nicolas Lacorte. Well, it's the one on the calendar I think they all look forward to, but Lacorte may be glad to see the back of this place.
Yeah, he's not had a great time here, and you get weekends like that sometimes when it just doesn't work. And he's been caught up in a few incidents, and we'll certainly look forward to getting back on track next weekend. The great thing for him, he hasn't got to wait a long time to do it again.
Exactly that. He'll be straight to Spain, I think, and ready to go. Well, through the hairpin, and let's find out. This is the reason for the penalty for Benavides.
Yeah, so he's gone across the Nouvelle chicane there and maintain that advantage.
I'm the head of Apex.
So he's gained a place?
Yeah, so he's gained a place by going across the chicane there. So I think him saying he was ahead of the apex there, if you take so much speed and you miss the corner and be ahead of the apex, it doesn't really count. So it's we've seen it in a lot of championships. We've seen it in F1 with cars going side by side into chicanes and people cutting the corners. But generally speaking, it's always good to just err on the side of caution if you think you've gained an advantage, and give that back and have another go later on.
He's back as the quarter comes into the pit lane now as well.
Hello, what have I missed?
Nothing at all, mate. Nothing at all. Were you predicting to have anything missed?
Well, I was hoping when I came back something was happening, but yeah, little issue, but all sorted now, so...
Nothing has happened.
Yeah. That's just the way. Dolov though, pulling away nearly to 7 seconds. So yeah, he's done exactly what we thought about taking a calm start, keeping the gap to 1 second, and then absolutely bolting up later down the race, up the road, and he is pushing on hard, a complete domination by Nicholas Solov.
And this race will belong to him from pole position to lights out, exactly as we saw yesterday here in the championship. It's again and again, same old, same old. Track temperature, by the way, now 22.3 degrees, air temperature 20.3, 57% humidity. So temperatures have risen as the sun rises here in Monte Carlo. And the track begins to bake. It's exactly what we like to see here in the action. Just hugging an inside line. The fans making their way in. It's still very early over there in Monaco. So any fans who are watching this in the grandstands are die-hard indeed. A secret as well that not many people know, not even the F1 TV team are there yet. They're all still having breakfast. Oh. One more Callum Vosin in 4th position, chasing down. Maui Boyer in 3rd. Last 2 laps, Boyer's been faster than Vosin by 2.5 tenths of a second apiece. So now the tyres just starting to fall away. I mean, they're going to have to rely on talent to get through.
I'm actually I'm really going to be happy in about a couple of laps time when Solov gets to the flag, because finally the record which I've been staring at, waiting for it to be broken, is going to be broken. Yellow flags are flying, but he's about to get the most wins in Formula 3 history, Leon.
No, Leon's in the wall! And the bad day for Prema gets even worse, and out comes the safety car. Oops. I don't know why that changed to stream ending when I pressed the safety car button.
We're not going anywhere, do not worry.
No, we are still here. So safety car is out. And that should, well, that could have been a virtual safety car. The entry is right there. That's just a throwing of the safety car for throwing of the safety car's sake, isn't it?
Yeah, they're like, okay, let's have a bit of fun at Monaco. Let's just make this race a bit more chaotic. Let's do safety cars, breed safety cars.
Don't worry, by the way, you have enough time still to get to your Italian F4 race, because we have 18 minutes left on the clock.
Yes.
Right, let's check in with the world feed.
Is walking away okay. He will head to the medical centre as ever to be checked, but looks like he's all okay. Well, don't know if that was just a mistake or as you
say, Porche's one of them called a strange corner to have had an accident. So whether he got close with another car or whether he's just maybe made a mistake as the tyres are just going away from him, he's just understeered wide. But as we say, as we saw there, the marshals really quick to get that car away behind the barrier, and hopefully we will see the safety car coming in very soon.
We saw those front left tyres. Tell us a little bit about, from your experience, what the drivers are going to be experiencing in terms of degradation there.
Yeah, so you'll just start to lose the grip. You can get a few different things. You can get graining, where the tyre slides across the surface and you end up having lines created across the surface, which creates more understeer and effectively makes it worse. Or the other side, you get pickup on the tyres. So if you're running slightly offline, then you can actually get some pickup on the tyres.
I got puncture apparently. I stay out maybe. The puncture will stay out at the moment, stay out.
Well, he has a damage to his front wing and we have a car off Portier. I'm going to connect those two together. and Trident are going to prepare for a pit stop. So safety car is ending, Trident preparing for a full pit stop, Solar preparing for a restart, Gary.
Yeah, Solov just trying to maintain the temperature in the tyres and is going to try and judge this restart to try and stretch the lead that he's got on the restart, so just slowing the pack now.
How does the car feel? Wrong.
Vert's going to have to control it. Solov's gone too early though. That's way too early. You'll be allowed for the slipstream to come through. Safety car wasn't out that long then. Literally, it was out for 2 minutes. That's one single lap. We're racing though. Bug spots for Verts. Green flags at Monaco. We're racing once more.
Yep.
Oh, what the hell is that doing for Verts? That wing's going to come underneath him big time. And he's off. He's locked up.
Got to be careful and hopefully not affect anyone else's race. The driver in 6th with Van Hoopen and Tappinen directly in behind as well. On board we go with Callum Boyden, who was really attacking on that restart, looking for a gap on Boyer, a gap that wasn't there. So they are going to remain single file lockup for Boyer as he makes his way down into the corner, and he is also still trying to apply the pressure on Belinsky while Solov tries to do what he had earlier on before the restart, and that is pull away and pull the gap out.
Look how the slow Charlie Verts is. He's going to try and get to the end of the race on a broken front wing, and that's never, ever, ever going to happen as they come to the tunnel section, down in towards the Nouvelle chicane, pulls to the outside line. Here it should be a simple move, big, big, big lock up and straight on goes Verts. Yellow flags are flying. Someone's had a problem further back in the field, let alone here. So yellow flags are standing.
Trying to read it, I think.
Oh, we're going to have another safety car. Sliding everywhere, and surely Vert's got a pit. Van Hoopen around the outside. Yeah, look, he's got a puncture now as well. He's going to have to box. He doesn't. What on earth is Charlie Verts doing?
God, he really wants to try and roll the dice on the streets of Monaco, but I mean, he's just going to get mugged absolutely everywhere. I mean, he's creating us with a little bit of action down towards turn number 1.
Keep going. Oh, and everyone's having to cut the corners. Including Martin Stenshall. Oh, this is dangerous now. Oh my word, this is massively dangerous. A 3 wide going up the hill. Verts is creating a traffic jam behind him in Monaco, and he's into the barrier. That was stupid. Give that man a race ban right now. That was dangerous and stupid, and now we're going to have another safety car. That was stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've seen in a long time. There's another touch to the barrier there as well. That's 3 wide, down into the hairpin, and more contact! Well, that was Alessandro Gusti hitting the back with, I believe, Snatsport to Pruvazak involved. Yeah, Brad Davis has stopped. Yellow flags are out. Where, I don't know, but Dover's under investigation. How do you get track limits at Monaco?
Probably cutting the Nouvelle chicane at all times or something. Most likely going on. Noah Stormstead making his way through, but yeah.
Safety car!
That was... safety car's out. Here we go again, everybody. Well, that explains the reason for the first safety car, as we have Badoa into the wall.
Well, these track limits seem to be the fact that he's hit off a Portier. And there, out of the race, is Charlie Verts. He's come to a rest at the exit of the Casino Square. So now we know the reason why the safety cars have been deployed.
Badoa is having so many crashes in Formula 3 this year, in his rookie season.
Just like his father. Let's have a look there. Look at the bottom of the screen there. Oh right, cut it back just before we see it. I feel as I'm watching Tele Monte Carlo again, not F1 TV.
Yeah, to be fair, I like the angle.
Yeah, I do.
But I wouldn't say for that incident we needed that one. It doesn't really... It's slightly hard to pick out what on earth is going on in terms of who is where.
Right, here we go.
Did he go 3 wide?
Yeah, there's contact.
We're going to be waiting to see.
This is Stromstead, so I think it's Christian Ho loses part of his front wing.
Down into 48.
Here we go, here's Ant Badoa.
Wait for it. There we go.
looked like he ran out of talent.
Correct.
Yeah, completely hit by an idiot.
Oh.
That's his views.
I'm not sure about that one.
Yes, his own opinion. But yeah, but before I was interrupted by the original safety car, yeah, I'm really happy. For the first time since 2021, the stand is about to be broken. I've been staring at it for so long. I'm actually so happy.
What's that stand?
Finally. I'm finally happy that we're going to break the record for most F3 wins today.
Solov will do it.
Yep, he'll make it 5, and he'll become the first driver to do so. Vesti, Lindblad, Hauger, Dillon, Colapinto, O'Sullivan, and of course Solov himself all have 4. But finally we're going to get a driver who's going to have 5.
In a single season or all together?
All together. All-time F3 wins.
It stands so low.
Yeah.
I thought it would be higher.
Yeah, most drivers of course have 2 seasons. So across those, they usually pick up 2 each season or something. But yeah, it does stand. It does surprise me sometimes how low it stands. Which I feel like Kamara has the chance this year to completely destroy that. But yeah, it is quite surprising. But I guess it shows how competitive it is most of the time. Like how close everything is, and how we are always getting different winners in this championship across the 20 scheduled races that we do have every season.
Last year in Moto 3, we had a new record be broken with a string of 11 wins in a row for one rider, the most ever in Moto 3.
Wild. Wild.
Rolex on the side. Rolex not even back in Formula 1, but still getting advertised at Monaco with their shops here. Same as Tag Heuer, when they weren't the sponsors.
Solov would move up to P3 in the championship. This is the year where he really needs to make it his own, especially if he wants to take the fight to Kamara. Louis Sharp currently scoring the final point, of course, with the feature race where we hand out Grand Prix Sunday points if you're joining us for the first time. The same point system for, as Formula 1, as they will use for the Grand Prix later on as well. And this is why, of course, it's a bit of a different approach all the time from the sprint to the feature, because if you are in the top 10, then sometimes you may want to settle for those big points. Safety cars coming in at the end of this lap as well. So we're going to hand it back over to Nicolas Solov, who's going to be taking us to the green flags.
23 of 27, we restart with 24 with 8:40 to go on the time. Not bad at all how they're going to get this one in. Dominguez and Strom said investigation, leaving the track, getting an advantage. We're going back to racing here in Monte Carlo. And the race resumes now. Already a yellow flag before we even get to the green. And Kamara's in the pits. Rafa Kamara's dived down the pit lane.
Well, he had 10th, he had 1 point. That will be gone with a matter of seconds after that moment
gone.
to come into the pit lane, and the wheel's gone.
How's he done that? He's ripped it off. Rafa Kamara is out of the feature race. 3 wheels on his wagon. Is that going to be a virtual safety car to collect it? The nuts come off. He hasn't damaged it. The nuts come off. How did that happen?
That's it from him.
I don't know how this is possible.
I don't know either.
Yeah, that's...
I just heard a French lady say, "Did you forget the tyres?" Brief yellow flag as well. We've gone back to green. Oh, yeah, I think they did forget the tyres, yes. How did it wear itself off after 24 laps? I'd love to see a replay to see if he whacked the barrier and that's what it did.
Yes, or whether someone helped him into the wall or something. There's so many possibilities. Formula 3 around Monaco.
Oh, a little bit wide there for Mario Boyer. Oh, Dominguez, 10-second time penalty, leaving the track, getting an advantage. So Dominguez is out of the running. But he was running 18th anyway. been the most exciting F3. Championship leader though in trouble. That's always interesting. 22 will finish this race. The same number as about to go out in Formula 2. Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely. That is exactly the case at the moment as we make our way through. And okay, finally, let's take a look at a replay. What's happened to Kamara then?
It's already loose. Oh my god. Tech Pro barrier doing its job, but it flicked up in the air. That's so dangerous.
It flicked onto Dufek's car there as well. That's not what you want at all. As you can see from Noah Stromstead, there is the tyre as he sees his teammate now coming to the pit lane due to that moment as he prepared back for the green flags.
Yeah, it's a nut failure, look, because they put the tyre on and it looks fine. So it's just a nut failure, unfortunately. So the race continues on. Penultimate lap now, with Solov leading. Yesterday in the F3, the last lap sort of crept up on us. And we didn't expect it, because we looked, it was lap 26, what was it, lap 22, blinked, it was lap 23, it was like, wow. Here, however, it's dragged on us, but Solov saved his tyres up 3.6 seconds already. He's ahead to Roman Belinsky and Mari Boyer. The race was decided lap 1. Well, saw this coming, didn't we?
Did. Back down to the hairpin we go. See whether anyone else can do any late magic of anything around the streets of Monte Carlo as they rotate their way through around Monaco for the final few laps this year. And Marin Angeli has been given a 10-second time penalty. That is for causing a collision, as our race leader Nicola Solov about to take the all-time win record in Formula 3. He's already equaled it. Now he's about to break the record by getting to 5 wins in total. Right now, though, Callum Woisen, can he come up with something to get himself onto the podium? It's always disappointing when you were so close. You found yourself in 4th, but he's really forcing Boyer onto the defensive here, and he had to. And he made Boyer compromise his line, and there's going to be a chance for Woisen.
This is an opportunity for an overtake round the outside in towards Sandoval. Boyer goes defensive. And that's it. But actually, and nearly into the wall for Callum Woisen. My goodness me. Probably smacking himself into the barrier. Up the hill we go. He's getting awfully close. This is a chance. Come on, Callum. Where are you going to send it? Where are you going to have the opportunity to go? Yeah, I'll dive through here. I'll just make a little lunge. Here, there, and everywhere. He's sliding a lot, though. Don't make a mistake. Keep you calm, because you've got an opportunity down into the Nouvelle chicane. Yellow flag. And it's stationary yellow as well. Yeah, that never makes me feel nervous at all. Into the braking zone from the Nouvelle chicane. We've gone green. No idea who it is either, because no one's dropped down the damage screen. I think it's Debris. Well, I think you can give this one more gravitas, Omi. Call in Solov's home.
Nicola Solov making his way to the end of the lap. He is a driver who's won 4 times in Formula 3. He's about to make it 5 to take the all-time win record in Formula 3. Nicola Solov wins around the streets of Monte Carlo. Belinsky in 2nd and Boyer will take 3rd. But we've got a new record and it's 5 wins for Nicola Solov, and it's going to be celebrations down there for Campos.
This is going to be a mighty battle to see if that can be beaten this year by the man who leads the championship but has retired from this one. As everyone scraps over the last points paid position, it goes to Alessandro Gusti as well. What a race. Let's head down then and hear from our race winner. Your thoughts on that one as you dive off to Italian F4.
Brilliant F3 race now. I'm off to the action-packed Italian F4, which is delivering chaotic action. So, yeah, I'll be back with you for Formula 2. Possibly if you see me about a minute or 2 late to the World Prix, then you'll know why.
And will that only disappear as Vosin did brush the barrier at the exit? So let's head down to the world feed.
Is Dan Boyer on that last lap, and yeah, as we saw, Solov, he crossed the line 7.2 seconds ahead of Blinsky. It's just incredible in the short amount of time. Just showed the performance in that car and in him around this circuit.
It was an incredible performance by Nicholas Solov. It was the place he took his first win in Formula 3 a year ago, and he's back on top step.
Come on! Come on! Hey, you deserve a weekend like this. Mega job, honestly. Come on, mate! Come on! Oh, what a good way to prove myself, man. I gave it all at the end.
That he has done, Gary. He's really proven himself, hasn't he? That people will take note. 7 seconds, as you said, ahead.
Yeah, that was an incredible last few laps. You know, he went a bit too fast, actually. If he'd put it in the wall, he would have been regretting that. But he looked under control for the whole race. Both the restarts was able to pull the lead, and no one could get anywhere near him for the whole race.
Well, Nicholas Solov, this was the first place. He stood on the top step of the podium in FIA Formula 3 a year ago in the sprint race. Now he's back to take a record-breaking 5th win in FIA Formula 3. He knows the streets of Monaco better than anyone else in this championship, it seems. And he knows how to get to the top step better than anyone else in this championship. The Red Bull Junior is absolutely flying in the championship fight. Campos Racing 1 and 3 in the feature race today, and Nikola Solov scoring maximum points today as we move to the halfway point of the season. What a performance from him. A first pole position yesterday to make history for Bulgaria, and a record-breaking 5th win today. Well done to Roman Belinsky, the driver. He sustained 2 broken vertebrae in his back last year. The road to recovery has been long, but his hard work has been rewarded now with a 2nd podium of the season in just 4 rounds, and he's done it on the streets of Monaco, and that will make a lot of people who've worked with him to make that recovery possible very, very proud. He had to learn how to walk again last year, Roman Belinsky. Well done to the Polish driver, doing himself and his country very, very proud. And Mari Boyer as well came into this weekend 13th in the championship, but a great result for him, who will elevate himself up the standings. But Nicholas Solov put Campos Racing on pole for the first time since Spa in 2023, and now, Gary, he's put them well and truly in the championship fight.
Yeah, he has. He's put himself in a great position to fight for that championship. Now, Rafa Kamara did a great job today, you know, just, like you said, keeping out of trouble. He got himself into P9 to pick up a couple of points, and obviously that problem with the right rear wheel coming off towards the end of the race has put him out of the points. But, you know, his performances so far this year are going to put him in a great position to also fight for the championship.
He really will. And you're a driver as well. What does it mean when you get something like a record as well? You know, he's got the record-breaking 5th win. He's for his country as well. He's the first Bulgarian driver to get pole, to get wins. What does that mean as a driver when you can put those statistics next to your name? Yeah,
it is something that you do think about. You know, getting yourself in the record books along the way is definitely something to be really proud of for him and his family and the country.
It really is, and no doubt he'll be looking at that championship fight as well. He had a tough start to the season by his incredibly high standards, but he's bringing himself back into play now. It was the feature races that didn't quite work out for him at the start. He had a DNF in the first round, but coming back into play. Shall we hear what the drivers have to say after that one? Let's go into the cool-down.
I was stupid because at the start I tried to push up to Nicola, but I tried to stay on him, and then I just destroyed the tire. Good job, man. Good job. Yeah, mate, you were so fast, huh?
Yeah. I was saving in the beginning, and then...
Yeah, because I was pushing up to you, and I was like, oh, okay, the pace is not too bad.
Oh, okay.
And then you floored it, and...
What you were doing push, no?
a little bit, and then I was like, I'll try and stay, and then it was just too difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought we would have, because it was cold and it was just slipping so much. Thought it would be fun raining though.
Your start was not mega, eh?
No.
And yesterday, yes.
Start yesterday was really good.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Well, I had a lot of wheel spin on the formation lap, and yesterday
I saw.
I went really safe.
I pointed the car opposite way to you.
And I was like, what do I do?
I think Roman Belinsky said it best. You are just so fast.
Yeah, like I said, I was quite happy at the start of the race. We saw that point where he got in with the DRS of Solov. As we heard here, Solov was just taking it easy, bedding the tyres in at that point before he decided to go. And yeah, Belinsky quite quickly realised that his fight was not for the win quite early in the race.
Sometimes you just have to admit, don't you? It's like, you're just a better driver today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was, as you said, always under control today, and very well deserved. His performance the whole weekend has been so impressive.
This is the moment they all wanted, though. When they came in, Monaco being on the podium, wherever they go in their career now, they'll remember this being on the podium.
They will, yeah. I mean, you know, a Monaco win or Monaco podium goes on your CV and stays there forever. It's such a special weekend, it's such a special podium to be able to stand on.
For Mari Boyer and Roman Belinsky, it will be a first as well. Nicholas Solov knows the walk he's about to take. He's done it on the top step before. That was in a sprint race. This time it's now going to be a feature race. Okay, let's get Mari Boyer out first, the Spaniard. What a performance from him. It's his third podium in FIA Formula 3 now. Congratulations to Mari Boyer. Lasted on the podium at his home race last year. Get over to the right step for Mari Boyer. Third place for him today. Roman Belinsky in second place. His second podium of the season, but it's a record-breaking fifth win for Nicholas Solov at Monaco, where he first stood on the top step 1 year ago. What a journey he has been on. What a journey Campos Racing have been on. Returning to pole position for the first time in 2 seasons. And now in the championship fight, and Nicholas Solov putting them in that championship fight well and truly this season, and Mari Boyer will be part of that, no doubt as well. Roman Belinsky, his road to recovery has been a long one, but now he is being rewarded for all of his hard work, the Rodin Motorsport driver. And Mari Boyer showing the pace that he was well and truly capable of pre-season. That will feel very, very good. There's more of those to come this season, no doubt about that. Congratulations, Campos Racing, as well. That's a just reward for them as well. Another Monaco win. That's a great result for the Campos Racing team. And now we will get the national anthem of Bulgaria. A proud day for Nikola Solov. Well done to the Bulgarian driver. And making a lot of people proud down there. Well done to all the top 3. As Gary says, that's going straight on the CV. Won't be forgotten. And a well done Campos Racing, their second win at Monaco, and they're now the only team in FIA Formula 3 who can say they have two. They won the first race here with Pepe Marti, and they win again with Nicola Solov, and his celebrations, Gary, and the championship looking close. Nicola Solov part of that, 16 points between our top three. Rafa Kamara 13 points ahead of Tim Tramnitz. Solov next along. The race is well and truly on in Formula 3.
It is. After the first 3 weekends, we thought Kamara was just going to run away with this, but this has been a turning point. Solov has closed that gap, and now let's hope it's going to be a great fight for the rest of the season for this FIA Formula 3 Championship.
And just 44 points between Trident, Campos Racing and MP Motorsport. And I know we've talked a lot about them, but Campos, their home race next as well. That I'm sure they will cherish, that they're going to a home race.
They will, yeah. It's always special going to a home race, and off to Barcelona, a circuit that they and all the drivers know really well. Will be a really nice place for them to go after this weekend.
It really will, and it's always a great one, and it will take us to the halfway point of the season. Well, that race had a bit of everything. I'm sure you've almost forgotten how it ended, so let's remind you the order of the feature race. Nicola Solov takes that record-breaking fifth win, maximum points with fastest lap out front. Roman Belinsky, his second podium of the season, and Mari Boyer, his first to beat Campos 1 and 3. Callum Boyes in fourth. Tim Tramnitz is now only 13 points behind Rafa Kamara in fifth. Then it's Van Hoopen, Taponen, Stenshorn, double points for him this weekend. Likewise for Louis Sharp and Alessandro Giusti. James Wharton 11th, and it was Dufek who just missed out in 12th. In Chapubazak, Stromstead, Ho, Ugachuku, Zagazeta, Ramos, G, and Dominguez. Well done to Wharton, by the way, 22nd to 11th he went. There were some big movers on the grid. He was putting in some big moves through that race. Nicola Marinangeli picked up a penalty in 21st. Teofil Nile was 22nd, and we lost a lot. Kamara, Del Pino, Verts, Badaware, Benavides, Leon, and Lecorte retired. That is all for Monaco and round 4 of the FIA.
We should be back though, ready for all the action from Formula 2 in about half an hour's time. Join us then. Bye-bye.